Viewers, thank you for joining us on Times Now. How early is too early to celebrate an election victory? If you were watching Times Now today, as votes were being counted, the jalebis were out at the Congress headquarters almost as soon as the first trends came in. Along with the jalebis came dhols, horses and dancing. But before long, the dhols fell silent, the dancing stopped and the horses were sent back to the stables and the jalebis grew cold and perhaps remain uneaten even now. Viewers, the reason is the BJP has pulled out the rabbit of the hat. In a historic and unprecedented result, the BJP will form a government in Haryana for the third consecutive time. What's more, the BJP has defied what was claimed to be 10 years of solid anti-incumbency and has claimed some very big ideological and political scalps. Because the Haryana defeat may be a hammer blow for the Congress, one that may offset all the momentum the party built after the Lok Sabha elections. Think about it, viewers. The two pillars of Rahul Gandhi's strategy to combat PM Modi and the BJP have fallen flat. We are talking about the caste census pitch, over which Rahul has gone hammer and tongs for the entirety of the 2024, and the very controversial Khatakhat economic model, which seems to have not appealed to the Haryana voters. To add to the Congress party's woes, the much publicized anger of the farmers and indignation of wrestlers appears to have had little impact. Could this be why the Congress is trying so hard to cry foul an alleged conspiracy in the result? We don't know, because acknowledging the debacle would also mean confronting the reality that the Congress has snatched defeat from the jaws of the victory. And so the laundry list of well-researched complaints are back. This claim of democracy lost and manipulation won sounds a lot like saying heads I win, tails you lose. And while they may succeed in adding a bit of confusion and saving Rahul's blushes, Pawan Khera and Jairam Ramesh are unlikely to convince their own India bloc partners. Viewers, Omar Abdullah had been complaining about the Congress even while people were voting. Farooq Abdullah declared Omar the next chief minister even without sparing the Congress a second thought. On the other hand, the Uddhav Sena's biggest takeaway from the result is that the Congress loses in direct battles against the BJP, while Arvind Kejriwal has blamed overconfidence. And to add insult to the injury, the AIMIM has jibed the Congress after getting a less than enthusiastic response to its request to join the anti-BJP alliance for the Maharashtra elections. So who's really savoring the jalebis today and who's feeling a bit salty over their prospects? And what impact will this have in the upcoming Maharashtra, Jharkhand and Delhi elections? One thing is clear, viewers, that those who mocked Modi and called him the head of the 240 Sarkar have got a reality check. They have realized that the Modi wave is far from over.
जैसे ही मैंने आज ये गाड़ी में जलेबी चखी, मैंने अपने बहन को सीधा मैसेज भेजा. मैंने कहा, प्रियंका, आज मैंने अपनी लाइफ में सबसे अच्छी जलेबी खाई है. मान लो इनकी दुकान में आज 100 लोग काम करते हैं, तो अगर इनकी जलेबी बाकी हिंदुस्तान में जाएगी, बाकी दुनिया में जाएगी, तो शायद उनकी फैक्ट्री में एक दिन 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 लोग काम कर सकें.
Pictures of Prime Minister Modi at the BJP headquarters. In a short while from now, the Prime Minister will be speaking to the Karyakartas. This is a routine after every election. And this election is special because, like I said in the opening remarks, the BJP has won a historic mandate. Let's quickly open this up while we stay full frame to these pictures. Dr. Anand Ranganathan needs no introduction. Smita Prakash, editor ANI. Political analyst Karan Verma, political analyst Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Lokesh Jindal, political analyst, Haji Meherdeen Rangrez, spokesperson of the AIMIM, and Sajid Supariwala, leader of the Shiv Sena Uddhav faction, completes the panel. Smita ji, while we are on these pictures full frame, let's talk about the significance of this victory in Haryana.
I think, firstly, the picture that you are showing, the confetti, the flowers over Prime Minister Modi walking alongside JP Nadda, very significant. That the enthusiasm among his supporters, and he's there this evening. If you remember, in your studios this morning, there were people from the Congress Party or sympathetic to the Congress Party who said, "Oh, let's see where Modi is. Will he come to meet his people in the evening if they lose?" The point is, he is coming out there victorious. Mr. Nadda is coming out there victorious, and they have changed the way politics is played in Haryana. If you notice that the verdict of the Lok Sabha elections has had zero impact on Haryana as well as J&K, because see, let's begin with J&K. In J&K, Omar Abdullah lost in the elections, but here he has won, and he has come back with a thumping majority in there. I mean, thumping in the sense he's come with a decisive majority. What's happened in Haryana? After 10 years in power, they have broken the back and come back. I mean, it's incredible what they have done. And this whole dependency on the Jat vote and this dependency on Huda to work magic. And the Congress just got taken in by the media gagaing over Huda. So you have to think that, somewhere everybody got taken in. Even the people in the BJP got taken in. Look at the way Mr. Amit Shah is smiling out there. Clearly, there is relief as well as a sense of, what should I say? It's relief more than anything else, because so many people had started doubting whether Amit Shah and Modi had lost their mojo. And if you remember, post-election in the parliament also, when you saw how the BJP was, the treasury benches, they seemed a little shell-shocked by the verdict. And what you're seeing today is, I think, the actual resurgence of Modi 3.0. For the past couple of months, they have been licking their wounds, nursing their wounds of the election result of 2024, but this shot that they have got with Haryana and a very good showing in Jammu just goes to show that they are quick and resilient. They have gone door to door in Haryana, not listening to the din of YouTubers and media which said that it's done deal and the Hudas are going to sweep it. They didn't listen to any of that, and they just worked on the ground. RSS and BJP sinking their differences, working on the ground. A lot of credit. Whenever somebody wins, there are so many people who will take credit, and rightfully so. It has been a team effort by the BJP.
Okay. लोकेश जिंदल, ढोल भी सुबह आ गई, जलेबी भी खा लिया आप लोगों ने, ये भी बोल दिया कि प्रधानमंत्री के लिए भी भेज देंगे. प्रधानमंत्री तो आ गए, जलेबी नहीं भेजा आप लोगों ने उनके लिए.
Yes, good evening, Pranesh. Pranesh, reaching out to the Ahirwal area was a major shortcoming that I can see in these elections. If you look at the entire performance, I do not think that Congress performed bad. It performed very well, especially with respect to the Bagad area, the Des area. It was able to gain significant stronghold in certain areas where previously there was BJP. But then the Ahirwal area of the Mahendragarh, Rewari, the Gurgaon area, that was a major disappointment. And if the party could have been able to reach out to this entire region and also area of Bhiwani, the outcome would have been completely
The Congress
different.
was more enthusiastic about Prime Minister Modi reaching the BJP headquarters. Here we have that moment. The Prime Minister is there. Let's boost the nat on the pictures.
मोदी जी को जय श्री राम, मोदी जी को जय श्री राम, नड्डा जी को जय श्री राम, मोदी जी विकास करो, मोदी जी विकास करो, मोदी जी विकास करो. दुनिया के लोकप्रिय राजनेता, हमारे देश के लाडले प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी का मंच पर आगमन हो रहा है. मैं आदरणीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी से नम्र अनुरोध करता हूं कि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का पटका पहनाकर स्वागत करें। और इस स्वागत के बाद पूरे देश की जनता की ओर से आदरणीय नड्डा जी, आदरणीय रक्षा मंत्री और आदरणीय गृह मंत्री एक पुष्पमाला पहनाकर इस जीत पर, जिनके नेतृत्व में ये जीत हमने हासिल की, उनका बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करेंगे। मोदी जी को जय श्री राम। मोदी जी विकास करो, मोदी जी विकास करो, मोदी जी विकास करो। आज के हरियाणा और जम्मू कश्मीर के चुनाव में भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। सब अपना अपना स्थान ग्रहण करेंगे। आज जो एक बढ़िया जीत हरियाणा और जम्मू कश्मीर में जिनके नेतृत्व में हमने प्राप्त की है, वो आज यहाँ मौजूद है और जिनके मार्गदर्शन में हमने ये चुनाव लड़ा, ऐसे आदरणीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष माननीय जगत प्रकाश नड्डा जी से मैं नम्र निवेदन करता हूं कि वो हम सबको आकर यहां संबोधित करें। बोलिए भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। आज के इस आभार कार्यक्रम में हम सबके बीच में उपस्थित हम सबके यशस्वी नेता, भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, भारत के रक्षा मंत्री आदरणीय श्री राजनाथ सिंह जी, भारत के गृह मंत्री आदरणीय श्री अमित भाई शाह जी, यहां उपस्थित हमारे मंत्रिमंडल के सभी वरिष्ठ सदस्यगण, पदाधिकारी और इतनी बड़ी संख्या में एकत्र आए देवी और सज्जनों, मीडिया के मेरे साथी, आज यह हम सब के लिए बहुत ही हर्षोल्लास का विषय है कि हम हरियाणा और जम्मू कश्मीर के चुनाव के पश्चात, नतीजों के पश्चात आज यहां प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो जीत हासिल हुई है, उसके आभार कार्यक्रम में जनता को आभार देने के लिए हम सब लोग यहां उपस्थित हुए हैं। मैं सबसे पहले तो अपनी ओर से और आप सब लोगों की ओर से और करोड़ों लोग जो मीडिया के माध्यम से इस कार्यक्रम में शामिल हुए हैं, उनकी ओर से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को इस कार्यक्रम में आने के लिए उनका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं। मित्रों,
We are standing by for Prime Minister Modi to address the Karyakartas. Lokesh Jindal, you began by saying that Congress has actually done well. I think we've lost that line with Lokesh Jindal. We'll bring him in. But Vivek Silas, आप भी तो अलायंस पार्टनर है कांग्रेस की। देखिए, एक अलायंस पार्टनर है नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस, उन्होंने तो सोचा भी नहीं कि कांग्रेस से बातचीत करें। फारूक अब्दुल्ला है, उन्होंने डिक्लेयर कर दिया सीएम उमर अब्दुल्ला होंगे। वहां उद्धव ठाकरे की पार्टी कह रही है कि देखिए, जब डायरेक्ट कॉन्टेस्ट होता है बीजेपी का और कांग्रेस का, तो कांग्रेस हार जाती है।
नहीं, I think it's definitely what they are saying is absolutely right, because you know, the history tells us that when the Congress is direct in confrontation with the Bharatiya Janata Party, definitely the edge goes to the Bharatiya Janata Party if they are fighting head on. But when it comes to India Alliance, the things on the tables definitely turn, as we have seen in 2024. I think the Congress has to learn from its mistakes and what actually is wrong between the Congress, the decision they are taking.
What do you think is wrong in the Congress party? Leadership का problem है, strategy making ठीक नहीं हो रही है, क्या problem?
I think the problem is of strategy, because if we see the elections in Chhattisgarh or even in Madhya Pradesh now, latest in Haryana, so definitely there is a lack of strategy that the Congress has to review about it. And since the 10 bypoll elections are coming in Uttar Pradesh, we have to review how we have to go about it.
तो आपके लिए भी ये लेसन है हरियाणा से, क्योंकि बटेंगे कटेंगे तो काम कर गया बीजेपी के लिए?
नहीं, देखिए, बटेंगे कटेंगे की ऐसी बात नहीं है कि उस तरह से काम कर गया, लेकिन जो मैंने कहा कि जो इंडिया अलायंस का एक मोमेंटम बना हुआ था हिंदुस्तान के अंदर, उसको कांग्रेस ने अपनी शायद maybe they were more overconfident that we are going to win it. As everyone was saying, the YouTubers and even the big stream media was saying that it's all Congress way. But I can just at the moment congratulate Bharatiya Janata Party.
Third alliance partner now calling out the overconfidence of the Congress party. Karan?
नहीं, Vivek ji has dropped a bombshell right now. अगर मैं कहूँ तो it's clear that there is a no confidence against Rahul Gandhi, who's the leader of the opposition. But why is he the leader of the opposition? Vivek ji, should Akhilesh Yadav not be the leader of the opposition in that case? After all, it was Akhilesh Yadav who stopped BJP's Rath, so-called Rath in UP. Why is Rahul Gandhi the leader of opposition in that case? If his strategy is so flawed, and time and again we are seeing ally partners after ally partners saying that they've got it wrong, then I don't think Rahul Gandhi should be leader of opposition. उन्होंने भी कौन सा consultation किया था when he was anointed as the leader of the opposition? I think the India Alliance needs to reconsider who should be their leader then in that case. Why is Rahul Gandhi the de facto leader?
No, I think as far as the India Alliance is concerned, it was a unanimous decision, and Congress being the national party and they are holding almost 100 Lok Sabha seats.
नहीं, वो तो ठीक था. That was after the Lok Sabha election. Will things change now?
No, I don't think there's going to be any change. It's very early to comment on that.
क्या मजबूरी है आपकी? आप बोल रहे हैं ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट है, स्ट्रैटेजी गलत है, लेकिन फिर भी आप ये कंटिन्यू करेंगे?
नहीं, कंटिन्यू अब इसमें मुझे मतलब मैं बहुत छोटा हूँ इस पे।
आप बड़े नेता हैं, छोटे नहीं। आप यहाँ बैठे हमारे बीच में।
ये डिसीजन देखिए
नहीं है विवेक जी,
अब आप भाई ये डिसीजन जो है
बड़प्पन है कि आप अपने आप को छोटा नेता बोल रहे हैं।
बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन है, तो इस पे मैं कोई कमेंट नहीं करना चाहूंगा।
But this decision is on the cards now. मतलब इस पे कंसिडर कर रहे हैं।
I cannot comment on that, Karan. No.
You have to as alliance partner, क्योंकि देखिए शिवसेना UBT ने तो बोल दिया है कि आप संभल जाओ, इलेक्शन नहीं तो महाराष्ट्र में भी हार जाएंगे. लोकेश जिंदल is also back, Smita ji is also with us. Lokesh, when I asked you that question about jalebis, you began by saying that the Congress has actually done well. In which universe are you living in?
Ganesh, if you could just look at the map of the electoral verdict of Haryana, if you could have it on the screen, I can show it
for
to
the
you
next
that
5
BJP
years. 1 minute, Lokesh. For the next 5 years, the Congress leadership can keep looking at the map while the BJP will rule Haryana.
Pradesh, Haryana is a loss. Yes, certainly it gives us an opportunity to introspect, but you cannot compare Haryana to that of elections of Maharashtra. Both are having completely different political equation, and the social base and grassroots reality is completely different. You cannot compare apples and oranges. In Haryana, there was a contest between BJP and Congress, and in Maharashtra, it's between Mahavikas Aghadi and Mahayuti Alliance. Both are equally, and the placement is absolutely the same, ideologically, socially, economically.
But your alliance partners have zero confidence in you. Look what they are saying. आप एक बात बताइए, if the Congress, is such a big partner or, political player, Farooq Abdullah did not even wait to consult the Congress leadership. He came, held a press conference, said Omar is the next CM.
Pradesh, well, Jammu and Kashmir, the electoral outcome that has taken place, yes, the government is getting formed. That is the good news. Now the entire effort of the alliance would be to restore the state.
Good news कैसे आप बोल रहे हैं? We have done well in Haryana. Good news in Jammu. Eternal optimist हैं आप. Dr. Ranganathan, at 8:30 this morning, there were dholwalas outside inside the Congress office in Delhi. Jalebi बट गई, उन्होंने celebrate भी कर लिया, only to realize that they have lost.
No, absolutely, and I think घी गर्म हो चुका था, गैस पूरे उस पे थी अपने और जलेबीज बनानी शुरू कर दी थी. Then I think what happened was that the postal ballots की counting खत्म हो गई, उसके बाद असली शुरू हुई. No, but to be honest with you, I think it's been increasingly dramatic day. I have to say this, and if one has to be honest, I confess. I, of course, read it wrong. Most of the exit polls, I think all of them read it wrong. And I think that's the way it goes. It's one of the most gloriously uncertain days in Indian election history.
Right. Let's bring in Sajid Supariwala, leader of the Shiv Sena UBT. Mr. Supariwala, will you still, compromise with the Congress and stay in the alliance? Or will you walk out of it and contest on your own?
See, I will definitely remind you that how Shiv Sena UBT have always performed. They have never compromised. Balasaheb Thackeray has never compromised anywhere. That was the reason that we were with the BJP alliance, and because of their falsehood, we had been promised about 2.5 years each CM, and how we took a stand, firm stand. So when it comes to MVA, we definitely are right now with the Congress and Sharad Pawar NCP, and we are going to call a spade a spade. Whenever our alliance
seems
partners
the people are not with the Congress. You may be with the
which
Congress.
we have
It
to
seems the
advise
voter
them
is
of.
not with the Congress.
Let me complete. Let me. I'm trying to complete. Let me complete the conversation. Then maybe you'll come to the conclusion of what I'm trying to say. Can I continue?
Please,
Without
sir.
any interference for a second or for a minute. 1 minute I need. So then we go ahead with the elections with the promised manifesto and with the promised reasons. Now the thing comes about the seat sharing. That is between the High Command. Party High Commands will take a call on that. But I can assure you of the same, that Shiv Sena UBT means Shiv Sena. The original Shiv Sena has always been the icon of Maharashtra, and nobody can snatch it away from them, neither the BJP, nor the Congress, nor the NCP, and everybody knows that. The BJP wanted to be with the Shiv Sena at a certain time, but because of the falsehood, we did not want to associate with them. We went ahead with Congress and NCP Sharad Pawar, thinking, and right now also we are very confident that we have a clean sweep in Maharashtra. In the upcoming assembly elections, we are 100% sure of it, inshallah, and I'm very confident about my Sahib's decisions as well. And there is no lack of confidence in us. And when you talk about Congress, yes, our party high command will discuss with them. And whenever Balasaheb Thackeray has always taught us to call a spade, be with the alliance.
You are not
partner,
ruling out that a decision at a later stage can also be taken with regards to the alliance. Smitaji, you wanted to come in.
Yes, just till yesterday, Congress leaders were negotiating within the MVA alliance, and supposedly two Congress leaders had said that the seat equation has changed after the Lok Sabha polls, and the Congress got 13 out of the 17 seats, and the NCP won 8 out of 10. So, and the UBT won 9 out of 21. So then there should be, this should be kept in mind. And after the Lok Sabha results, they should change. Now what's going to happen is that after the poor showing of the Congress in Haryana, all regional parties are going to wonder that this party, which doesn't give an inch when it comes to seat sharing, when it comes to allowing regional parties to have a say, they're going to think about it again. The Aam Aadmi party kept saying that give us more seats, but they wouldn't do it. And you have seen today that had the Aam Aadmi party got more seats to contest, they would have fared better. So MVA is going to find the pulls and pressures that are going to happen in Maharashtra. The Congress will have to go back to the drawing board as far as seat sharing is concerned in the alliance.
Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, also with us. Pradeep, the Prime Minister is set to address the Karyakartas. What do you think changed the fortunes for the BJP in Haryana?
Well, Pranesh, thank you so much for having me on Times Now. What is clear, Pranesh, is that the politics of falsehood of Rahul Gandhi has fallen flat. Before this election, the larger narrative was that the women, wrestlers, Dalits were not voting for us. But if you study in detail, the women have voted for us, the Dalits have voted for us. We've also leading in farmer-dominated areas. What is clear is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led development has brought a trend of pro-incumbency. Anti-incumbency is a trend which is generally seen with the Congress party. However, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has led a trend of pro-incumbency. That is why the Bharatiya Janata Party on development plan leads maximum seats. A, B, repeats maximum number of state governments. And falsehood can work once or twice, but it cannot work for eternity. The people of Haryana have defeated falsehood. It's the defeat of the larger narrative also on the national level. Just a 10-second point on Jammu and Kashmir. We've emerged as the single largest party in Jammu and Kashmir with a 26% vote share, which is 3% more than the NC. In Kashmir Valley, we did not have a base vote, but overall, Jammu and Kashmir is a positive for us because we've beaten our earlier seat count of 25 with 29 seats on which we are leading right now.
Yeah, Lokesh Jindal, would you like to answer the point that Smita ji was talking about, that Congress demands seats, but आप जीत नहीं पाते, आपको seats तो चाहिए, but you can't win those seats.
No, Pradesh, that's very unfair. In fact, right now, Mr. Pradeep was saying that the Dalits, they have not voted for the Congress. I don't know on what basis. You look at the belt of Sirsa, you look at the entire northern Haryana belt, that is blue. And if you're talking about Congress, it has made inroads into the Des region, the Bagad region, the Bagdi region. They've got significant inroads into it. I would again say that the major lesson to learn over here was the Ahirwar area. That was something which was BJP stronghold even in 2024.
Okay, let's cut live to the Prime Minister. He's addressing the BJP Karyakartas.